Greetings everyone, my name is Boone and I'm the Vice President and Marketing Manager of Immuno Laboratories. So I want to get an update to you all about what's been going on with my blood print results, how it's been affecting me, and what I've been doing to improve my health. So first off, it's very straightforward. I know my reactive foods and I'm staying away from them. The biggest kind of group of reactive foods were beans for me. So that's been a lot easier to avoid because beans usually aren't hidden in food that much. So I used to be getting a bowl called, I think it was called like the Bombay Chimaya bowl at a nearby restaurant where I live, and it did have various beans in it. So now I'm avoiding getting that, instead getting some of the other items that they have that actually follow or abide by my blood print results. Other than that, wheat would have been a challenge, but I ended up just switching the bread that I use. I actually found a delicious bread. It's called Rudy's bread. I don't remember the specifics behind it, but I believe you can find it in the freezer section. It's actually really delicious. I really enjoyed that. Other than those items, the other ones have been fairly easy. As you probably saw in the video with Kinsey, she was letting me know that, hey, if I'm eating a lot of Asian food, I'm not really being cautious about it being more on the vegan side of the sauces, then more than likely some kind of shellfish is getting in there, and that was probably triggering my crab and oyster reactions. So easy solution, I'm just taking a food vacation from Asian foods, because I found it's going to be a lot easier to just avoid it than to hope that the kitchen understands what I mean and is avoiding the oyster sauce, because they might not be thinking about it as they're just putting the sauce in. So yeah, so I'm avoiding all of those foods, and I'm actually feeling a lot better. I don't know if you can tell in this video, but my energy seems even higher, which is kind of insane for me because I'm already pretty jazzed up, but I definitely feel an improvement in my energy, especially upon waking up. I used to kind of wake up and it'd take me a little bit to get going, but now as I wake up, I feel really energized and ready to go. Digestion wise too, like I don't feel like I'm getting bloated. My stomach just in general feels better throughout the whole day and the evening and everything. So I'm not having any stomach pains or bloating. So it's all these little differences, but it makes a big difference for me. Like I can feel it. I feel a lot better. So you can imagine as a viewer of this, if you do have chronic issues going on, like maybe it's migraines that you're routinely having, or maybe you're commonly feeling fatigued, well, it might not seem like a big deal because there's a way that you can maybe overcome it with some over-the-counter drug, or something like a Red Bull to jack you up in the middle of the day. But if you could just have that sustained energy and not have that crash or have that worry about am I going to be able to feel energized to do this video or presentation, or meet with someone, or for myself take care of my kid later in the night, then it's nice to become empowered and not have to rely on those things, but allow your body to just go back to homeostasis and work the way it's supposed to. So something I want to touch on today, which is why I have the whiteboard and the pen, is I want to talk about food sensitivities versus food allergies, because I mentioned in some of the first videos that I want to bring more awareness to everyone on this. So aside of my own personal journey, I want to make sure that this can be used as a way to educate everyone about the services that we have, and more importantly, what this means in your health. So in your body, you have something called IgG. Now, IgG is just the abbreviated term for immunoglobulin G, and this is part of your immune system. Now, another part of your body, of your immune system, is called IgE. Both of these are immunoglobulins. Now, scientists came up with the name, so it's not that creative, but it's immunoglobulin G and then immunoglobulin E. Now, aside from the name, because they sound so similar, the biggest difference is going to be the type of reaction that they're going to cause in your body. So, IgG is going to cause that delayed food sensitivity, right? And that's what I got tested on. That was the blood print. It helped me understand what my delayed food sensitivities are. Now, the other thing you can experience, I'm going to switch markers because I think I kind of broke that one. Another thing that you can experience is called IgE, and that's going to be an immediate allergy. Okay, so it could be an immediate allergy. The best way to explain these two is to give a little bit of a story behind IgE. I don't know if anyone here has seen the movie Hitch, but there's a movie Hitch with Will Smith, and he's on a date with a lady. I think they're kind of, it's like a date slash a kind of a business meeting, and they're making sushi. Now, as Will Smith is making this sushi, and he's touching, I believe, some kind of fish, maybe some shellfish in there, he, touches his ear. He feels like he needs to clear his throat a little bit, and then quickly he starts swelling up some. So then his date quickly, kind of rushes him to the pharmacy to get some Benadryl to help bring down the histamine and that immediate reaction. The reason this is an IgE reaction is because it was so fast. So he was exposed to the food, and then minutes later he was having this reaction, this puffiness of his face. He got really swollen. His ear was really swollen. That's an immediate reaction. Now that was from a food exposure. Other common ways that we see an IgE immediate reaction is from various seasons. So right now we're in winter, but pretty soon we're going to be in spring. As we hit spring, things are blooming, pollen is in the air, people may be experiencing hay fever or sneezing with various flower pollens going on. These are immediate allergies, and that's going to be caused from an environmental allergen, whether it's the pollen or dust or something of that nature. But as soon as they're exposed to it, maybe they're sneezing, maybe they're getting itchy, maybe they're getting hives, maybe a rash. These are all immediate reactions, and the biggest distinguisher between these two is how quickly it happens, right? How it's immediate. Now these are usually very easy to identify because the moment you're exposed, you have a reaction. If you know someone that has a big issue with shellfish, well, if there's shrimp in the air that's being cooked, I actually have a friend of mine that if shrimp is being cooked and it's in the air, they can start having a reaction. They start getting itchy and their throat starts to swell. So that's really concerning for them. But they quickly understand what it is, right? It's the same reason why so many airplanes no longer serve peanuts, because there's so many people that have immediate allergies to it, and if they're going to be exposed to it, it's going to happen quickly. So during that flight, they're going to have to figure out what to do. Now, on the other side, this is one that's a lot more challenging to find out, and that is a delayed food sensitivity. Now, that's what I was tested on. Now, the reason why testing is so important is because you might have something at breakfast. For example, I had wheat as a reaction. If I was eating, bagels in the morning, let's say bagels and cream cheese, right? A nice little, starter breakfast. And if I was having that in the morning and then I was feeling bloated, maybe in the afternoon or the evening, well, I've been exposed to so many different environmental pollens and various food antigens by eating various food that it's hard for me to specifically track back what caused that issue in me, because it's delayed and so many things have happened, right? So that's why food sensitivities are usually not as well known, because it's something that an individual will just chronically have, right? So that's the key word. If you're suffering from some kind of chronic or recurring symptom, something is fueling it. Now, we're not saying that food sensitivities are going to be, the answer to every single thing that's going on in your health. But as one of our physician clients stated so eloquently, food sensitivities don't cause everything, but they could be anything. Now, we actually conducted 3 different studies where we looked at the relationship, the connection between people who have migraines and headaches, people who have irritable bowel syndrome, which is digestive disorders, and people who have challenges losing weight. On those 3 symptom areas, we were able to pinpoint what their food sensitivities were, and we were actually able to help them improve their health by simply avoiding the food. So we were able to give them back the results and say, hey, these are the foods that your body's reacting to. These are the foods that you need to stay away from. Just as this lady's kicking these foods, right? Stay away from those foods. And just from giving them that information, not telling them to change the portions or change the timing of their eating or change how much they were eating or how routinely they ate, we weren't telling them any of that. We just simply said, don't eat the foods that you're reactive to. And they were able, over 90 days, to have absolutely incredible improvements in their health. As a matter of fact, one of the researchers said that he has never seen anything more effective in improving IBS condition across the board. So that was unbelievable. So in this video, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter video, but I want to just explain the difference between IgG, right, which is a delayed food sensitivity or a delayed reaction, versus an IgE reaction, which is an immediate allergy. That's something when you're exposed to it within a few minutes, maybe at most an hour, you're going to quickly react to it. So thank you so much for watching this video and following my journey. I'm going to be continuing every week to make a video and share it here on Facebook and then also on YouTube so that we can help educate more people about this. It would actually mean the absolute world to me. It would mean more to me than you would think if you would tag a friend. If you know a friend that routinely gets sick, right? It's wintertime. A lot of people are getting sick. If you know someone that routinely gets sick, someone that routinely has digestive issues, or someone that chronically feels tired or is always reaching for that morning coffee or the afternoon coffee or even the after the afternoon coffee. If you know someone like that, if they have headaches or migraines, please tag them below. Let them know about this video. Help educate them about the difference between these two so that we can empower them to start taking health into their own hands and being able to feel great all the time. We'd love to be able to help them and get them tested, but if nothing else, let's have them start understanding that there's a connection between what they eat and how they feel. As we say at Immuno Laboratories, the right food makes all the difference. Thank you.